it away. I take a retriever. We got 2 of them available. Yeah. All right. So welcome everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Again, I wanted to use a visual aid, so let me know if you get this. All right. Can you see it? Can someone lift this thing up? You get the nobody. I'm gonna start using visual aids. All right. Now, hold on. Be convinced of that.
Yeah.
Just let it set in. All right.
You're muted. Paul, you're muted.
He doesn't know he's muted.
He may know.
You can blame me.
Just
Hedderman,
missed it once
sorry.
again.
I fucking
missed
muted you. I'm sorry. I'm trying to like
It's okay. It's okay.
sabotage. Yeah. No, it's no sabotage. It's just
This is when you can see subconsciously the followers want to kill the master. You can see it. Okay? It comes out. Yeah. They're busy like just weakening the platform. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not gonna go down without a fight. All right, so nobody. Yeah, it's not nobody, it's nobody. Yeah, simple. So I'm going to start using visual aids every week. I hope it starts getting the message across. There is no one that's the nobody. You understand that? Yes, there's just nobody. Yeah. Now you act like a duck, you sound like a duck, you walk like a duck, therefore you're not a duck. That's the non-duality logic. Yeah. So the description of us, let's be clear. We're frauds, we're this, we're that, just pile on. All the things that you were afraid to ever feel because you feel them all the time, but you were afraid to say, just say it. Yeah. You suck, stuff like this. And then let it hit and you're not that. Yeah. And then suddenly all that information that's constantly going across the screen that is used in a weird way, it's like the pointing. And in this case, like in Zen, they said the pointing at the moon. There is no moon. There's just pointing. And then we picture the moon. Yeah. We, the nobody, pictures the moon. Yeah. So the pointing, what non-duality is humbly offering is there is an unspoken or an insidious yay to all of these activities. We can put a nay there. Yeah. So you see what's going on, you see the story that it's going on to you, and then you hold it as I'm not that. Yeah. So after a while, it doesn't have to be every, little sequence of activity. I'm not that. After a while, there's, look, I'm not that. And then you don't say fucking anything. It's not that. So the basis of what receives or rejects has changed. Yeah. So instead of a yay, you're living from the nay, the negation. Yeah. And what happens is when all these ideas about you get questioned, and all they got to do is to see as not you. That doesn't mean they've been not you for a long time, or they're really a bad not you. It's just not you. A negation of the assumption that's been given to all these activities that there is a someone, that they're about, or they're doing all the activities. It's just negating that one, just like the self-centered system itself in there. Yeah. So if the idea of you is weakened, the system weakens. If you keep trying to weaken the system, it will reinforce the sense of self. Yeah. So obviously, many of us have realized I can't lose interest in self as self. So, and as meaning it's a believing of something that's not so. Yeah. You are not self, but you're believing as self. Yeah. You're listening to the head as self. You're noticing the actions as the doer. Yeah. You're not the doer, but you're recognizing them. You're noticing them as the doer. Yeah. So then that which is happening that has nothing to do with you, it has all to do with an you. Yeah. Is negated. That's all. So now you see that which was seemingly enslaving you. Oh, how cow, we have a guest appearance today. Come on in. we have 2 dogs and a cat today. It's pretty good. So I have to stop for a second. A mendicant has come down from the hills. He's come out of the cave for his once-a-year visitation, and he has blessed us with his presence. So we have to take a second. Hold on. All right, let's. There's the Grandmaster. The Grandmaster and the 2 other masters are here. Yeah, there's it's a soiree of mastery. Yeah. So an old friend of ours, Craig, just appeared. Yeah. So here we are. This looks like the waiting room at the vet. Yeah. The waiting room at the vet.
It goes everywhere.
Yeah. They rented the room to us for an hour. There
He
you go.
goes everywhere.
Oh, I recognize the voice. That's long lost Craig.
It's Craig. Long lost Craig has reappeared.
Last time I saw him, I gave him a what do you call it? A tow on his skateboard outside my car window.
Oh, you gave him a tow on a skateboard outside his. All right.
Yeah, he
all right.
grabbed onto
He
my.
ever pay you for the tow?
No, he never did.
He had AAA. All right, let's get back to it. Oh, what the fuck, you know? Just be whatever you think you are. Go for whatever you want to think you want to get to, and it's going to fail you. And that's the greatest success. You're probably not going to hear it from anyone other than you. Yeah. You're not, probably. I mean, if you believe that a dead master, you have incredible amount of devotion to the dead master and everything like this, and then the dead master suddenly appeared to you and said, hey, bro, you have absolutely nothing to do. I bet you'd start meditating 15 minutes later after the dead master passed. It's always here. Yeah. So that which needs to be convinced cannot be convinced. We're trying not to talk to that. Yeah. We're not helpful to that. I don't care about that. I don't care about Chris having an understanding. I don't, because Chris seemingly has had a lot and hasn't, and lost a lot, and goes on and on and on. This is about not even a losing of Chris, but a losing of interest in Chris. Yeah. So that which has been put before everything that's ever happened in this life concerning Chris, we're questioning that. That's all. Yeah. And realize that Chris can't get out of Chris. Yeah. If Chris sets out on a course to lose interest in Chris, that's interest in Chris. Yeah. We have it in recovery. Self cannot get out of self, yet it seems unbearable to be in self. So the only drive is to get out of self, but self can't get out of self. So what's the next thing to do? See, you're not that. See, there's no moves left. You've tried them. This place has had like 400 years of spiritual seeking just in this Zoom. Yeah. And you're here. It's failed. Hallelujah. It has. It's failed. That which you thought you could leave, you couldn't leave. That which you thought you could arrive at, you can arrive at. Yeah, because what you're looking for is what's looking. Now, it's not based on circumstances or situations. It's based on a factual predicate that negates everything else. Yeah. So events happen, deeds are done, yet there's no individual doer thereof. How difficult is that? We're not even saying some events don't happen and some events do happen, and you're going to have an incredible discernment to know what's not happening, what's happening. No, events happen. Just put it over to the side. Deeds are done. Push it over to the side. But there is no individual doer thereof. That's the point. Yeah. It doesn't matter if there's 800,000 events happen or 60 million deeds are done. The basic negation of something in all that is there is no individual doer thereof. Why did they go from events happen, deeds are done? Why is the pointer not the events but the deeds? Because we're used to events and deeds, so it gets us familiar. And then it doesn't talk, you as the deed doer has to change, you as the event attender has to change. No, there's a statement out of the blue seemingly, because we're just at an event. Deeds are being done. Something intrudes and goes, but there's no individual doer thereof. Where did that come from? Yeah, obviously we're assuming everything is the way it is, yet events happen, deeds are done. And then a curve from way far away, and there's no individual doer thereof. We didn't even bring that up. Yeah, we just assumed events are happening, I'm there, deeds are being done, I'm doing it. So he doesn't go to events or happenings, he goes right to the point, which is there is no individual doer thereof. Yeah. Jesus, similar, I feel, Jesus Christ. You're in this world, okay, what it's like to be in this world? It's like I'm in Marin City. Yeah. It's hot, but we're cool because there's a condition that we're under, which is shade. Yeah. If we were out in the sun, we'd be much hotter. But we're in the same locality, but with shade. You don't see the shade, but our comfort shows. Yeah. So now you may not know it's because of the shade, and you see this blistering hot day, but we seem to have comfort. This is like the message. The message is like something that throws you shade at all times. Yeah. Now everyone's vision doesn't see this roof. All they see is this thing, and they're going, wow, these people look, and they see that fucking hot over there. These people look like they're really cool. These people have something I don't. No, the people don't. It's the shade. Yeah. The shade is allowing this effect to occur. This is the message. How you travel lighter through deeds and events is not by becoming a master of deeds and an avoider of events. It's to see there's no individual doer thereof. That's where the relief lies. Yeah. In this world, time, world, yeah, space, people, individuals, different locations, tons of stuff's happening. Yeah, all right, let it all hit. You're not of it. So it's not saying there is no world. That just says you're not of the world. It's beautiful, isn't it? You're not going to have to deny what your eyes are seeing. You're just negating the idea that you're the seer. Yeah. You know, when someone would say, well, that's not happening, and well, it is fucking happening, you know, or they're like, the sky is green, and you go, nah, it looks fucking blue to me. It's hard, difficult. Or when you hear that you're not the doer, when all you've lived as is the doer. Yeah. But this is not saying anything. It says you're in this world, feel like what it's like to be in this world. And then the message is you're not of it. That's all. It doesn't say you're not of a particular special thing that's in the world. The whole world that you seem to be in, you are not of. It's completely different. Yes. Very, very disarming, because what you're familiar with isn't fucked with. Events happen, deeds are done. No denial of that. We're not trying to convince you to believe shit that you can't believe. It's just a message. Bam, there's no individual doer thereof. That's all. That's where the relief is. Now, what happens to the no individual doer? the non-individual doer loses a lot of interest in that. Yeah. Because it's the non-individual doing doesn't really care that much about the doer. The emphasis is more on doing, yes? So here you are hearing satsang, which is to me, the way it actually goes. When the satsang is claimed and you become the hero of it, I feel people should warn you about that. Yeah, so when you go to a satsang and you're listening to satsang, the head is claiming the listening to satsang and inferring that there's you listening to the satsang. Just like you listen to the stock market report, or you listen to the weather, or you listen to this. It's the same old, same old. You would think if you were listening to satsang, it's different than listening to the stock market or weather forecast. But in fact, mechanically, it's not. It gets claimed, just like everything else does. So the spiritual seeking gets claimed. It's just like seeking, you know, a 32 by 32 pants at Target. Yeah, spiritual seeking same gets claimed. Whatever's going on gets claimed to imply that it's you somehow. Yeah. No matter how crazy it may be, it will see it how it pertains to you. I mean, we had this lady that she was amazing from here. You could mention anything and it would pertain to her in less than 5 seconds. So we were talking about some animal in Australia, and she had it, I could see her head for about 4 seconds. Oh yeah. And then how it pertained to the deer jumping over a fence in fucking Mill Valley. What? So okay, let's give her a really good one. See her, and then pertained. Incredible, incredible. I would sit with her driving and I would just go like this occasionally. And she thought it was a miracle because she was out to lunch, but she was always out to lunch. It didn't matter whenever I did it, she would come back. It wasn't like she was there, left, back. No, it was left. So anytime I went like this, it would bring her back because it wasn't like, wow, he's got the heart, his hand on the pulse. No, it was just she was out to lunch, and anytime I did it, it would bring it to this moment while wherever we were, whatever we were doing, which was driving. Yeah, never failed. I didn't have to go, let me check her condition. I knew her condition. So this message, quite simple. Can you see me here? Yeah. It's quite simple. We're not changing events or deeds. If you have trouble with events, then limit your events. Yeah. If you have trouble doing certain shit that gets you in a whole lot of trouble, ask something in this world of doership, like the divine doer, to stop you from doing that shit. Ask, pray, whatever it works. But all the while, any of those things are being used, just ask, is there a certain someone that's asking for this help? Is there a certain someone that did that which brought us to the need of asking for help? And maybe it doesn't mean you should never have asked for help. It doesn't matter. You never asked for help. Help was needed. Yeah. But you never asked for help. What? Yeah. So, and then what's also beautiful, you never not asked for help. So it can't get you. So because now when you do something, it gets you. And when you don't do something, it says you should have done it. So it's you're getting twice. Yeah. This negates that whole thing. Not about doing or not doing. There is no doer. No doer, not doing, no doer, doing. Yeah. The negative is the same as the positive. There's just no doer. How's that? Yeah. Now, are you going to try to spend years to try to convince that which takes itself to be the doer? No, you're going to spiritual bypass that because this is programmed. Yeah. And you can see what's believing something while you're not believing in that. You can see an act, a movement, a habitual little reaction that believes in what's going on as the one who's going on with, and you can see that. You don't waste time making that see that because it's not going to get it. You just, the camera just goes back and you see what it says like here. It goes like this. That you that seemed to be the one that had to be convinced for everything to open up is now seen as not you. And here it's all opened. There's no opening and closing. It's here. When you go here, it seems to have opening and closing. Here, boom. Yeah. I would say this is where we're not of the world. We're of this. Yes. We're not the events and we're not the doer of the this and that, but we're something way, way beyond it or before it. What would happen if that would have interest and that interest started to infect your day? What would it be called after years? Traveling lighter. Really, it's traveling lighter. If someone came up and showed me that they were traveling more lighter than me for the last 30 years, something may have interest in it, but I wouldn't. Yeah, because part of the traveling lighter is it's okay. Yeah, that engine of drive to get better, to go this, go there, fucking just starts purring, idling. Yeah, and then when things are necessary or whatever, it goes on, but when the deed's done, it goes off. It doesn't keep, idling high, waiting for something, trying to get something. You're just chilled. Yeah. You could never have done it. Because if you could have, you would have. Yeah. If you could have, if it would have taken all the effort that you put into something to happen, it would have already happened. Why isn't it seemingly happening? Because there's an idea of being the you that you're waiting for it to happen to. And you're not going to get the message. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. Yeah. Craig was here years ago. He didn't get it. He's here now. He's not going to get it. Yeah. Years later doesn't make him ready and primed to get it. You don't get it. That's the point. You are it. You get so freaking frustrated, it collapses on itself. And that which seemed to have little value shows itself to be incredibly valuable because it fails you. All saviors, all fucking amazing techniques, all synthesizing tantra with this and that, they all ultimately fail you because you are what you're looking for. We can save time, basically. That's what the Course in Miracles said. Hey, if you're reading this book is going to perform something for you, which is it's going to save you time. And it's going to lead you to, I need do nothing. Yeah. And you look at people, a life of contemplation, fucking great. Yeah. A life of service, fantastic. But it's going to take a whole lot of fucking time to try to change the cemented action figure into something fluid. Yeah. Why not see you're not that? And you'll realize you need do nothing concerning that. Yeah. Now you may need to do something about that leak in your ceiling or this or that, or the fucking bent toe on your right foot. But the fact is, about concerning what you are, I need do nothing. Yeah. If you forget, what happens when you go back? You never left. It's perfect, right? Isn't it? No matter if you took a short trip or a long trip, or expensive trip, not expensive trip, when you finally arrive back, it tells you on having never left. Beautiful. How many times do you need to hear it? I don't know. Hopefully today, really. Remember. Now, the funny thing is, if I like it that it's on the back, because then you would see the nobody as somebody. Yeah. This is just nobody. Yeah. In the front, wearing it around, it would be, oh, there's a somebody who's a nobody. No, nobody. Yeah. Oh, here's another one that's just arrived. All right. So, hey, any questions in there? I've been stunned today, Craig. Thank you. Craig and Nick. I mean, I feel like we're at a cemetery and Craig resurrected. He rose from the dead. He says, He's just been coming here every Saturday at 1 o'clock. Finally, we had the meeting here. I know, bro. Happy to see you. Nick? Yeah. All right. Anybody have any questions? To nobody?
Yeah.
It's not even Mr. Nobody, is it? It's just
Yeah.
nobody.
So is it nobody or nobody?
I want to be called Mr. Nobody. Is it no one or nobody? I don't know. I can't see it. Nobody? There you go. Yeah. There's no someone that is nobody. There is nobody and you lose interest in someone. Yeah. It's not fatal. It's going to enrich your life. It's got an exorbitant amount of interest and attention in it already. It doesn't need any more. It needs like a withdrawal. Yeah, it does. That it's got to be put into circulation a little bit. Yeah. And you'll feel it. You won't believe how much interest and attention has been curved around this ideation of this idea until you get relieved of it. You'll see it, like the idea of gravity and its effects being revealed through an anti-gravity chamber. Yeah. When you get relief, you'll see the quote seeming problem, and you'll see the beauty of, as long as there's a problem, there's a need for a solution, but the solution is there is no problem. It's pretty sweet, eh? But as long as there is a problem, there's a need for a solution, but the solution is there is no problem. You could just, soon the emphasis is going to switch. Yeah. If you keep hearing that, if you said that over and over again, there'll be a point where there is no problem and there's an appearance of a problem. Those two things seemingly can appear in the same space. Yeah. So there is no problem and there's an appearance of a problem. Yeah. If you don't believe that, search for a solution. If you arrive at the solution on having never left, it'll tell you there was no problem. Yeah. But I bet you the problem's going to seemingly appear again. But now it'll be greeted with there is no problem instead of I need to have a solution. Yeah. There you go. It's almost as if you read a sentence and that sentence, different syllables or words were emphasized than the other, just like in English, like aluminium, yeah, instead of aluminum here. So aluminium, same word, same amount of letters, but the emphasis is different. So this is what it's like. This message of non-duality changes the emphasis of how you perceive or read things. Yeah. And it's almost as if just by changing your eye, you know, those pictures where they say, if you look hard enough, there's a face. And then finally you see the face. And then every time you look at it, you see the face. But before you never saw the face. Yeah. You thought it was a picture of something else. Someone pointed out to you, there's a face there. So you heard satsang. So now you're looking at it. I don't get it. Fucking, I don't get it. You know, and it's not like stare at it. No, go do your thing. Come to satsang again. Look at it again. And then suddenly you see the face. Yeah. Now, I humbly believe that you're going to always see the face again. Even if you remember, you'd forget for half a second, if you just stay with it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So something is revealed and then it's never unrevealed. Okay. So you've seen the emperor with no clothes, and then the next day clothes, next day. But after a while, hopefully you'll see the emperor has no clothes while it's wearing clothes. That's, to me, is the real value. If you're going to base everything on a peak experience, a lot of things are going to be based on something else. Yes. You can't live at that peak experience usually. Yeah. But what happens is what's revealed by the peak experience can travel quite a long time through the understanding. Yes. So now you realize, shit, the emperor has no clothes. Yeah. And so then it comes up and you just have, just like I saw my mother, I always say it. I saw my mother in a weird position when I was 12, 11, and I'd rather not have seen that. It made a big, because I had ideas of mother that had nothing to do with genitalia down below. Seeing it was a little, and then what happened is it plagued me, because every time I'd see my mother walking around with dresses and shit, I saw, yeah, like the perceptual story of the moment didn't override that thing that was seared into the memory, So why not see that as, it's just very similar to hearing the message. Yeah, you hear the message, hearing the message, and then suddenly you see the face in the picture. Suddenly you see, yeah, in this world, not of this world. Yeah, it's not in this world, kill it, destroy it, negate it, whatever, go over it, transcend it. No, it's you're in this world, but you're not of the world. Does it say anything about killing the world or leaving the world, or, it just says you're in the world. Yeah, okay. But you're not of it. Beautiful. Yeah. Because then it would be a drag if it would say you're not of the world, but you're in the world. So get to it, motherfucker. Start blowing this fucking place up. No, you're in this world, but you're not of the world. Beautiful negation. Yes. Yeah. That to me is how it goes. So anyone else? I'm stunned by seeing these people today. I thought I had put them to rest. I thought they were put to rest. They were risen from the grave. Who else is gonna come? Who knows? Someone else. We don't know who this is either. Remember, all right, any questions there? Mike Clark, do you have anything you want to say?
Paul, could I just make a comment?
Hmm?
Go ahead.
I can't hear you.
Can I just make a comment?
That's my Kim.
Yeah, sure.
I just love what you just said, because in the book it says we're in the world to play the role that he assigns. And you just solidified that with like the role that this power is assigning me, right?
Yeah.
Does that make
Yes.
sense? Is that what you're talking
Yes.
about?
Well,
Thank you.
I'm talking about a lot of things, but most important is what it means to you. So yeah, I like that. Yes,
What did he say?
I said, yes, I like that.
Not you. What's the comment he made? You broke up for me.
No, I said I liked it. It says, I don't know. Basically, what's said through here is open to a lot of translation.
But what was it he said that you said that he's commenting on? I didn't catch.
Oh, you didn't catch it, Mike, the other Mike. We were talking about the statement from supposedly Jesus, you're in this world, but you're not of this world. Yes? So in this world, you're going to play the role that this power assigns you, is what he's talking about from the Book of Recovery. Yeah. So that was the talking about it was, that's what it pointed at in him. And he was sharing it. Yeah. So it comes out of the book. You're going to be you're first of all, you have a seat assignment, and something's going to allow you to fulfill that seat assignment. Yes. Yeah. So he was saying that bell was rung by you're in this world, not of this world. So you're in this world and you're participating. You get the you out of it. That's the language. But there's a role that's being played, very short role. Yeah, you're not here for long, and everything that happened just about 5 seconds ago is forgotten. Everything is like sand moving through your little material hands. Yeah. So in this world, you're going to be assigned a role. We call it the seat assignment, and this power is going to allow you to fulfill that role. Yeah. And that's what he got from us talking about of and in this world. Yeah. Did that help? Michael, I don't know. Respond. Come on in. Come in, Michael. Come in. I can't hear you.
He doesn't have his video on. I don't know if he's.
Oh, all right. But I thought you just asked that question.
He broke up for me, so I didn't understand
Oh,
what
all right,
was
all
brought
right.
up.
It's hard because everyone, the person who asked the question was Mike, the person who got confused back because they didn't hear it was Mike, and then Mike came in to sort of clear up the whole mess. Swimming through Mike's.
Oh, Mike M put up a laughing
Oh,
tear.
great. It worked. Great. All right. Anyone else?
No hands showing. I have a movie recommendation, and it's kind of got an appropriate title for our subject.
And a movie recommendation.
Yes, it's a Korean movie, and it's called Advantageous. So it's kind of got some good examples of what of selfing gone obviously awry. It's a sci-fi movie, actually. So, but it's, you know, it's like they got all these cool movies now about the personality persona wanting to migrate into a clone or an AI robot. And so this one is
Yeah. That's
it's into a clone.
the wet dream of the head.
Yeah,
It
and this one
believes
actually compares it nicely
it
with
thinks
that.
it's all the problem and go to another.
This one
better
compares it
suit.
nicely with having a natural mother-daughter relationship, and the mother seemingly wanted to do good for the daughter. You know, first for herself for having a daughter, and how that backfires because the daughters, they're not terribly happy in this world with each other, whatever. And then she wants to do good for the daughter, and in order to do so, she needs to migrate her consciousness into a younger cloned body. And so obviously
Become friends with her daughter.
not friends, but in order, it's a sci-fi movie. So in the future, people need, they're doing away with older people. They're not useful. So there's the word advantageous applied to even, so an older woman has to, now instead of just cosmetic surgery, they're able to migrate into another body.
Oh,
So
and
instead of
saga
cosmetic
continues.
surgery, you have to get a new body. Very
and
good.
And the daughter's gonna hate her mother in this new clone body.
There's different nuances to it. So it's not,
With unintended consequences.
it's good stuff.
That's why if someone says they're gonna save the world, lock the door, don't let them out. Yes, because this action figure has got a very limited view, don't you think?
Yeah, and it has very interesting experiences of that limited view as it migrates from thing to thing, like this movie example.
It's gonna be funny when they realize the next one sucks just like the first one. Finally, they'll have to look at themselves in the imaginary mirror and tell the truth. Yes, it's not the form I'm inhabiting. It's the habit of giving meaning to form. Yeah,
Oh, Mike Clark has his hand up. And just noticed.
the habit of giving meaning to form. So my answer, defined completely by form, is change the form and things will get better. Now they symbolically use a moving into another body, but it symbolizes a lot of things, you know. The Mustang didn't meet the beautiful blonde with the Mustang convertible. So now you get the Aston Martin, take another form with the hopes. And then the hopes is already given that it's going to be great. All I got to do is meet the person, but it couldn't go anywhere but up in my view. And then of course, the 800 movie about the same thing occurs. And this one, instead of migrating to another body, they're moving to the beach from fucking LA. Same, we're all trying to get out of what we're not in by going into another thing that we want to get out of. Yeah. Don't you see it?
This exercise is a perfect example. You got no control over where you're going. If he locks onto something, take your dog logic, throw it out the window.
Oh, the cat. Oh, yeah.
He goes like In order to get, I just got caught over this, in order to like, once he gets on to something, he doesn't want to.
Yeah, he's got his own, yeah, and we all, you know, on the evolutionary scale, the dog thinks it's the crown of creation. The cat definitely thinks it's the crown of creation. The jellyfish, if it stops there, thinks it's the crown of creation. Yeah,
I'm convinced the gas the crown is.
so form, if I can only change the form, it's gonna go much better. Do you see it? The problem in that? Yeah.
You ready to, and Mike dropped out, but you ready for the form through Dana?
Yes.
You're muted.
Just
Okay,
see,
here I
there's a
am.
belief, just hold 1 second.
Okay,
Everyone here, there's a built-in belief of the importance of the form. We're not trying to change anything like that. Just tell the truth, it's not you. That's all. You're not going to convince what you're not to be what you're not, or to be what you are. It's not going to happen. It's got a limited view, and the largeness that surrounds it is truly us. Yeah. When that big camera sees that little camera and decides to look through that little camera to see what it would be like, because it's got 360 and whatever, beautiful HD, and it looks through that little camera, suddenly, seemingly, it forgets that it's the larger camera, and it takes itself to be that which it's looking through. Yes, let's use this. Let's use the visual aid. It's taking that which it's looking through. Suddenly, all the possibilities that were inherently there, being the large camera, don't seem to be there anymore, even though being the large camera is there. Yeah. So this is dreaming, obviously. So now you're looking through this camera. Well, I'll get to you in a second. You're looking through the camera, and you're taking yourself to be the camera you're looking through. And the camera is a very cheap little thing. It has a little plastic lens, and it only has one roll of film, and it knows it's cheap because it's, once you develop the pictures, which has got the value, they throw the fucking thing out. Yeah. Now, this is the dilemma with us. The low cameras hold in great regard to the point. Yeah. But in fact, in the mechanical of it, it has its length of pictures it's going to take, it's going to end, and then you throw the thing out, and you develop it first, then throw the thing out. Yeah. So here it is. This huge camera has a vague sense it's huge. That hasn't gone anywhere. It's just now its hugeness is reinforcing that it's more this little camera. So it's saying, well, wait a minute, this isn't working. So I'm gonna, the only way it can think, right, is that I'm this camera. The only way. It cannot think outside the box of this camera. I'm gonna get some Nikon lenses, super high def, everything, and I'm gonna put them on the camera, and I'm gonna see fucking better. Yeah, I'm gonna buy the most expensive Nikon, put it on there. All right, gets now, oh, and it's thinking, oh, if I only had this Nikon, just like, oh, I'm gonna migrate to some other form, whatever, same. Yes, goes there. But the thing is, that $1,000, $2,000 Nikon lens is put on the plastic lens. What you're seeing through first is the plastic lens. You're not seeing the plastic lens from the Nikon lens. You're seeing through the Nikon lens from the plastic lens. Get it? This is a horse in front of the cart. You got to see this, because or this problem will keep happening. You'll just keep thinking, if I change that which is after, it will change the before. No, the before is going to determine the meaning of the after. Simple as that. Okay. So what happens? It's really bummed out now. Yeah. And it's just, but it can't think outside a box. Suddenly someone comes by and speaks, not to the lower camera, speaks directly to the bigger camera and says, hey, you know, what are you doing looking through the smaller camera? What? I thought I was the smaller camera. Now, was it ever the smaller camera, even though it was looking through it? No. Did it lose its bigger camera-ness even though it didn't seem to be used at all? No. It was just sort of latently available at all times, no requirement necessary. It's a fact, just lingering there. Yeah, okay, but now he heard the message. Wait a minute. If I'm not this little camera, boom, yeah. So now he doesn't have to get an operation to separate it from the load. It's just through it. He just backs off. And now here he was looking through it, very limited possibilities. Now it's looking at it, huge possibilities. One of them is I'm not that. Yeah. This cannot get I'm not that. When you see it from outside, I'm not that is completely appropriate. It's a perfect message. I'm not that. Yeah. It's not killing the little camera or bitching one more time. You suck. You suck. Why do you have that plastic lens? Hey, I'm a snake, you know, so I just bite or whatever. There's an opening. Yes. Yes. This thing with is form. I'm going to move to another younger camera. I'm going to do this and do that. These, you know, movies, everything, they're symbolizing the futility. Just kind of go to Buddhism 101. Yeah. Why is things unsatisfying? They're temporary. Oh, all right. What do you mean? Everything is temporary. You're looking for something that lasts longer. You mean everything? Yes. You know, no, that thing, yeah, everything. Everything, even though the winning formulas are everything. They're part of that everything. They're temporary. Yes. They're not going to be satisfying. Well, I beg to differ. Great. Go ahead. Go for it. And you'll probably be led to where you needed to be, which is right here and now. So it's that failure is the greatest success. Yeah. So yes, sorry, I just wanted to put that out there. See the futility of it. The same head moves into a different form. It's the same fucking head. Yeah. A new way
Am
of
I
seeing it.
unmuted?
Yes, yeah, yep.
I will have to apologize because I've been all over the map with my phone not working, my iPad not working. I have no money to do anything about it. And now I have some money. My iPad's fixed, my phone is fixed. And one of the things that happened to me, and I'm trying not to make a conscious effort to be rid of things, because I feel like that's self going after self. So I'm trying to just move in the direction and just let it kind of happen to me. And what happened is, this is really weird. All my life, I've made myself little so you can be bigger than. And you know, I've done it
Your
all my
head has.
life.
Your
And
head has.
And what I realized is I don't want to do that anymore, because that's not who I am. That's a lie. And someone came over and they hung a curtain for me, and they asked me if I like it, and I told them yeah. But then I said, you know, I have to really be honest with you. I don't like it. Now she has to pack it up and send it back. But I mean, that blew me away, because I think I think I am moving in the right direction, because those
Great.
kinds of things are happening to me. Is that right?
I don't need to, it doesn't have to be blessed, honey. How do you feel in your gut? You feel like it's right, go with that. Yes. There's no
Yeah.
right or wrong in a certain sense other than the meaning you give it. So just start listening to the gut and you'll see the frequency is different than the head. Yeah. And gamble on the gut, and I think you're going to see you're a winner. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks,
People
Paul.
come out of these imaginary cocoons. Yeah, they're tired of waiting to become the fucking butterfly. Yes, they just, yeah. Bondage of self is just like, it's just that. Just like you had the ability to reach 12 feet with your arm and you only reach 8 feet. Yeah, there's things that you could possibly do, but you're afraid of trying, so you don't do anything. All these things are certain, there's certain sense of, the dog knows where to go. Ah, yes, honey, I see you. Yeah. She came right to the message. Yeah. We got a big golden retriever right here. Hold on, there you go. She decided not to wait and came right to the message. Yes, there you go. Smart girl. Yeah, so now I got her in my lap. That's nice. I like it. So yeah, honey, try it, yeah, take the next step, see if it gets validated and keep moving on. Yeah, you don't have to be in a flow. You're in a flow. Yeah. It's sort of like, let's say you're swimming and then you get, you realize you're in a flow. What usually happens when you realize that, you stop swimming. Now you're being taken. Yeah. So there's times when you need to sort of swim, and then there's time you just go with it. And
you think you're there, and then you go, oh my God, I got it.
yeah, or you get, there's a wisdom to know the difference. So yeah. This is a momentum already afoot. Yeah. And so instead of, hitting it like head on and feeling the wind, you'll feel like it's behind you, moving you. Yeah. Yeah. There's only those two ways. Either there's a fighting of something, like for me with addict and alcoholism and stuff, they were facts in my life. I was in the denial of those facts. And that denial got my ass kicked over and over and over again. When they became facts in my life, things got a lot easier. They were already facts from the get-go, but in my little imaginary world, I don't need to believe in facts. And usually if I don't, the facts win out. Yeah. And this is what happened. So I was swimming against a current for quite a long time. And then finally something had enough of that and whacked me. And then I was pointing in another direction. I started swimming with the current, and things have gone a lot better. Yes, you have the ability to recognize when you're swimming with the current. Yes, because you've had experiences of both, and there's a difference. You'll feel it. So yeah, don't call upon the head, call upon the gut. The gut knows. Yeah. It's like an unspoken yes in here for me. There's no debates or anything. Yes, yes. So I'm happy to see you. And yeah, I know when you're coming out of something and you don't trust yourself as far as you can throw yourself, something else will rush in and try to be the director and the guidance, the GPS. But the old boss the new boss is the same as the old boss. Just start listening to your gut, something. You are, I think, already, honey. Yes? Yeah.
Yes.
Go with it. Great.
And I feel like the wind is at my back.
Great. And so you don't need people to authorize that okayness. You'll find it in yourself. Yes. I'm happy
Yeah.
that you come and ask, but you'll be your own authority. Not you as the head, but you as
Right.
what you are. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'm getting a lot of things. All right. Thank you, hon.
Thank you.
I think we have Mike Clark.
Yeah, Paul. You're talking about being your own authority.
Well, I'm not talking of, that's a
Well-
tricky, but yeah, there's an authority in you.
Right. That doesn't
part-
have anything to do with deciding anything or figuring anything out. For me, it feels like a piece. That's all it is. You know,
Yes,
there was for the most of my life, I thought the more I knew, the better. And so I spent a lot of time learning things. Course in Miracles was one of them. And you know, in 700 pages, there's a lot to know. But you're right that that one phrase, "I need do nothing," it really applies to the only thing that I wanted out of the Course in Miracles is what's
yes,
true. You know what
is, yes.
what is true. And so I thought it was going to be, and I thought, well, I was so excited because I thought the self that was learning all this stuff was going to be there for the big event. You know, I was so excited to see what was going to happen to myself. And, you know, that so at some point I went, I'm not going to be there for the big event after all. And
No, this
and
is,
that was a
you're,
big
you're
relief, a huge,
in the
huge,
big
huge
event
relief.
right now.
Yeah, I can't tell you how big a relief that was to just
Oh,
let
yeah.
that thing go, you know, and for, you know, and you know, for some reason, everything you say today, I go, yeah, that's part of my little whack here. But this little camera thing analogy that you had, I have this whack, I would say, the other day about my whole life I've been looking through the telescope, trying to figure out what's out there, you know, and it brings it in closer, and I can see more detail, and I can learn more, I know more, blah 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 blah. But now what's happening is the telescope is turning around, and I still see the same things, but they're way the hell out there. You know, I don't see any detail at all. I mean, it's like this tiny little thing, and it's not a big deal. It's not important. You know, it's not as important as it was. So I don't know. There's this little shift happening, and I don't understand exactly, but what it does feel like is having the peace that comes with understanding, not information.
Yes. Now, if this was a clinic, I tell you, come back in 6 months, not next week. No, seriously. Yeah. This is sort of how I feel it pans out. Loss of interest is a many splendid thing, really. And sometimes when people share when that's going on with them, it's quite intimate, and I'm quite happy about it, to hear about it. Yeah, because it sounds like how the cards fell where I'm sitting. Yeah, which is when your whole life is trying to get somewhere through interest, and then you see the effect of loss of interest, which undermines the whole story of the head, really. Yeah, it just does that. And when you really get, there's nowhere to go when you stop. Yeah, when there's a stopping, that stopping finally gives you the message that you thought all the going was going to get you, which is there's nowhere to go. But while you're going, yeah, there's always fucking somewhere to go. But this is a very disarming message. It stops you, and then you stop, and then it's quite relieving when there's nowhere to go. Because when you're going, there's got to be a way to go. Yeah, but there's nowhere to go, no way to go. It's beautiful because it doubles down on the assurance. Yeah, not being convinced, ready to be unconvinced, but another kind of convinced, which doesn't have an opposite. Yeah, it's just you've hit the end of the road. Fucking yeah. Even if the map says 800 more miles, or the GPS, your destination's 800 feet away, you're done. Yeah, you've arrived upon having never left. That's what it tells you. It does. You finally have really arrived, and there's a whisper on having never left. And then, okay, so now this is the big event. Wait a minute. I thought there was going to be a big event in the big event. This is the big event. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, Not bad. I look forward to going and having a coffee soon. Wow. Yeah. Is there any great meaning in that? No. But I feel as if it was a great meaning. That's nice. Eh? It's great to feel like something has a great meaning that's quite mundane. It works beautifully. It's when you're trying to have a great meaning about something you gave a meaning to that was great, that becomes a little bit something else. But when you're just enjoying the mundane aspects of living, it's pretty nice. Yeah. You're super excited about what, I'm going to go to a leather store or something. Yeah. Got to get those chaps for the, yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know how more you can intimate it. You put a whole lot into what's very little and instead of trying to make everything so important and getting incredibly disappointed when the revelation is they're not. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. What's the thing? The habit is just turn the thing around, just turn it around a few times. After a while, it gets into a different groove, and then you don't have to keep turning it around. It's now going in that direction. It's the best way when the horse is not seeing the car. It's seeing ahead. Yeah, instead of the horse always seeing the car, we want to have the horse in front of the car where the horse ain't seeing the car. Yeah, things are just, yeah. So, all right, we're getting, what's else? Anyone else?
iPhone 2 is up.
Oh, iPhone 2. iPhone 2.
iPhone 2, unmute.
Is that me?
Yeah,
Yes.
you got your hand up.
Okay, cool. I didn't know it was iPhone 2. I thought maybe my name was up there. My name's Logan. I
Nice
just
to meet
wanted to say
you, Logan.
hi. Hey, nice to meet you. I just wanted to say hi. I've been listening a long time. I really, really appreciate it. I'm a fellow addict, alcoholic, in recovery. I appreciate that aspect. I appreciate the fact that you're probably the only non-duality speaker I hear that says fuck. I like that.
That's
And
a small community.
yeah, man, that's might be party of one there. But everything you've said over the years has been great. Traveling lighter, all that stuff, it's going really well. One thing I had a thought about the other day, it popped in my head, and it really helps out with this when things get thick, is, we're used to going around talking about our brain, like, well, my brain this and my brain that. And it finally kind of occurred to me that when you say my brain, it's the brain creating an entity to take ownership of itself.
Yes.
And
well, it's not doing that. Something is using it, but it's not a thing. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And that realization gave me a lot of space as well, where it's like, there's not a me here really. It's just this thing that's being created.
Yep. Made up, really.
Yeah.
Because in dreaming, there's no creation in dreaming. This shit's made up. And so without the quality of the dreaming going on, there is no shit that was created. It's just made up. Yeah. So really where the cornucopia, where everything is coming out of nothing. Yeah. We are the dreaming. Yes. To me, there's a stillness, let's call that awareness. And then stillness in movement would be manifestation. And to me, that's dreaming. Yeah. So that which is not moving moves through dreaming. And so, and I liked what the Course used to say, I'm sure it still says it, whereas the mind of God creates, the mind of man makes. So we make a lot of shit out of nothing here. Yeah. But literally, it's actually everything is made out of nothing because it's not happening truly. Obviously, look at if your car was fueled by experience, and you see the exhaust, yeah, you don't see shit, yeah, unless you got a bad exhaust pipe, the muffler fucks, then it's going to be smoky, or valves. Basically, you're having all these experiences and there's nothing there. They all just drop off a cliff. Like once they come by here, it's just, and some things you really would have liked to have saved, right? That feeling in the aquamarine water in that cave in Italy would have been a nice thing if you could have bottled that up and put a date on it like a wine, and then return to it, you know, and get drunk on Sicily, you know. But no, that's not how things go. Yeah. Why? Everything's moving through us. This is what gives meaning to things. This is the beauty that we see outside, what we are, taking form and having the eyes to see it. We see such fucking beauty in some of the smallest things. Yeah. We have this one flower came out of this group of cactus that never flowered for 6 years since I've had it. Did it, caught it for one day, just fell apart the next day. It would seem like it was overproduced for just not even a mini series. It was one show. Yeah. And if you were busy doing other things, you would have missed it. But it was like this huge bugle with chambers, just enticing creatures to come in there. And then the next day, it was just gone. One day, 5 years, 6 years, one flower in 6 years. Fucking unbelievable. Yeah. Okay. And you were just moving around and you noticed it. Wow. Called Amelia out. And I'm lucky because the next day it was gone. We only had 1 day showing. Yeah. Where do you think that comes from? It's us. We're the dreaming. Yeah, we find exquisite beauty in small things. There's all these things. This is the big camera is not captured by the manufactured aperture of the smaller camera. It's diffusing a huge amount of light through this action figure. Yeah, and a lot to be seen and felt. And you can feel like you can feel I am beyondness. You can. It's like that generator that's always humming. You can feel it. And when you recognize through a meager understanding that the head's claiming that feeling of being on to imply it's you that's on, yeah, you can see that from that which is on. You can see that activity. And after pledging allegiance to it for so long, there can be a stop of the pledging allegiance to it. And now you'll be sort of on the winning side, which you've always been on the winning side because there's no losing side. Yeah. It's not one or the other, it's neither nor. Yeah. It's not, oh, I've got the policeman with the right amount of thief in it. It's working pretty good. No, it's neither the policeman nor the thief, nor the opposite of each other. Yes. Yeah. You're traveling lighter. Yeah, so great. I'm happy. I'm happy you showed up, and I'm happy Mike is traveling lighter. Now he's got that relaxed awareness look where the form and the fucking gilded meaning has sort of evaporated and it's going into the huge mist of everything. These are all good signs in my view. Yeah, it's great. Just like another guy had a thing haunting him his whole life in recovery. Then he hears a little message in Iowa from one of our friends, Kurt, about there is no you that did all that. And then that glimmer caught, triggered a fire, and he's felt the best he's ever felt in 40 years just by hearing this message. Yeah. This is the potency that we represent. Yeah. Yeah. Haven't you come to the realization that which would love to direct you doesn't know what the fuck's going on, really? I mean, seriously, it doesn't really have our best interest at heart. It has its interest at heart, and it doesn't know any better. Yeah. Like something that's programmed can't leap out of the program. Just, you know, and one of the things that I found through intense fucking experiences, that idea of self can't get out of self. It doesn't see the fundamental flaw, FLAW, doesn't see it. It just will regroup and try another vehicle. You know, I saw, you know, my life, felt uncomfortable young, started reading Edgar Allan Poe, then science fiction. Yes, Philip K. Dick, pretty intense characters. Then ran into drinking, went immediately into other drug use, and then into intravenous narcotics. Yes. Fell completely apart. And I went pretty fucking far in that. There was no transcendence, there's none of that shit. Every time I woke up hoping I wasn't there I was. Yeah. Spirituality, it's gotta be an inside job. Fuck all this shit outside and start meditating, this and that. I gotta get some fucking relief. There's gotta be something going on here. Yeah. Failed, back to drugs, alcohol. Obviously fucking failed again. Washed up, something put an end to it. Was sober, March 21st, 1988. And then with nothing. Started with nothing. Didn't even, I had a box I left in someone's trunk of clothes. That was about it, little cardboard box. That person wasn't that happy about me. So I wasn't going to ask him, hey, can you drop off that box of clothes? No, probably threw it out. There was nothing. But man, I felt like relief. Something had removed something that no human power could do. Yeah, and I was introduced to this way of life. It was like an underground community I never knew. All these characters who were going to AA meetings, I must have passed them many times. No idea this was going on. Recovery. It was terminal uniqueness. How can you recover from terminal uniqueness? Group. It's impossible. It's the antithesis of a group. It's got to be a unique fucking methodology. Boom. Got it. 7 years later, doing things, being just so fucking happy that I'm doing what I used to do. And then I see self as other. Just see it. It's just like, boom. And really a lot of feeling behind it. Yeah. It wasn't like, oh, I hope it's not me. I said, fuck, this is not me. You know what I mean? This thing that rode me all these years and of riding all these other people, this ain't me. And it ain't them either. All right. So blah, blah, blah. A few years later, talking at a cafe, I was talking Course in Miracles before I knew Course in Miracles. These people from Course in Miracles came over. Oh, you know, I said, I don't know fucking Course in Miracles. Oh, and they introduced me to something. And then I got introduced to non-duality. Non-duality, last answer. Hallelujah. Put an end to most shit. Yeah. Just like seeking that engine. Seeking is raw and naked, but it can be adorned. So in this world, spirituality had a lot of value from my head. So it was gilded and it, you know, had lotus flowers, and this was proper seeking. This is what I should be seeking for, not drugs, not this, not this. No, on a bare level, they're the same. That's that mental addiction. Okay, here, non-duality, end the story. Just come to talks. That's it. No more heavy lifting. Transcendence, bye-bye. Need to be liberated. I'm liberated from that. Yes. I'm not trying to get into the moment. I'm convinced I can't be out of the moment. And a lot of things, a lot of tributaries just dried up. Just it, you know what I mean? That stuff came back, started enriching my day. And now, before, if I felt like I used to feel before, I'd be looking to do something to distract something. That was basically, I was constantly trying to distract the attention, not to go where I didn't want it to go, which was going to be something so terrible based on all the shit I did. Yeah. Now, fucking, I can just lay like a log for 3 hours. Yeah. I can just sit and look. My highest desire is coffee. Easily. With nice gluten-free biscotti, which I'm gonna have today. None of you are gonna have any unless there's a lot. My giving is selfish, self-interest generated. So, yeah, I'm sorry, I just went off, but I just lost, I forgot I was on a Zoom there, which is good. So, you know, just trying to, I'm sharing exactly how this stone rolled to a stop. Oh, that was very, very powerful. That was bigger than, no, bigger than that. That was powerful. The war's begun. All right. So, yeah, did you hear that? That was powerful, powerful explosion. We're going to take that as the end of the talk. Yeah. So, Mike, where are we? Kerry, whoever's running the show.
Yeah.
Let's
Mike
start.
is, say goodbye, yeah?
Yeah, let's say goodbye.
Thank you, Paul, thank you.
I have a
Yes.
question for you. Where do I donate to you? Because it's the first time I've had money in a while. So I want to start.
Well,
Do you
there's
have a-
just, you can do it through Venmo or PayPal if you know of any.
Yeah, I do. I have Venmo.
Oh, Venmo. Well, Venmo, Kerry, do you know my
Yeah,
Venmo?
you just go on the site, Zen Bitch Slap, there's a donations tab, Dana, and just hit that and it'll walk you right through it.
But they have Venmo there?
I don't know.
Well, Kerry, can you just put this in a chat? It's at
Here, write this down, Dana.
Okay.
Paul dash Hedderman. It's the P and the H. I think it's, so it's at capital P, the rest small, Paul dash capital H, the rest small, Hedderman, Hedderman. I think that's Venmo. This has happened to me back east when they're trying to, do you see it, Mike?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Well, deal with it.
Info is on the site.
Harry, can you let her know so we can just say goodbye and yeah. we'll
Yeah.
send it to you,
Okay.
honey.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that,
See what the alien look?
yeah.
Yeah, it's just Paul dash Hedderman.
Oh, it's Paul
At
dash
Paul.
Hedderman. At
Oh,
Paul,
okay.
Hedderman. Yeah, at the @ sign Paul dash Hedderman. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for that, whatever, the interest. Yeah. Okay, let me say goodbye to Mike. I've lost my whole audience. They're all going now. You can only sit for an hour. Kerry, thank you, bro, for jumping in. Mike,
Oh, I
Always-
love you.
not see you and see you. Vlad in Portugal, nice to see you, brother. My friend in Arizona, you see, yes, there she is. Nice to see you. Marty. Andre, the Wi-Fi's been pretty good, Marty, eh? Pretty clear, Zoom, yeah.
Very good. Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome. Andre. Tariq, nice. Tariq's back in Dover. He left when I got there. Nice to see you, Tariq. Sherry, had a very nice time meeting Sherry again. She came up here. We had a nice celebration, and one of our members, Lisa, just did an incredible portrait of Amelia and I from a picture from Sicily. That's really captured a lot of the feeling of being in Italy last. It wasn't Sicily, it was Puglia, but yeah, beautiful. We have Dana M. Nice to see Dana. Happy things are going that way for you. Irene, as always. Nanette. Layla, is it, I get it right? A-L, Layla?
Lala.
Lala, oh, Lala, all right. Nice to meet you, Lala. See, that changes the whole thing, yeah. Layla, Lala, yeah, yeah. Al in Vegas, Brian, nice to see Brian back. Sukai, Mark W, Dennis W, Kelly, Pita, Roman, as always. We've got Cassandra, Claire. I think Claire may be someone I haven't met yet. Ramsgate. Diana, Susan K, my latte lady, going for a latte now. Christine in Kona. We got Mark. Hey, I'm really happy that I had the opportunity to hang out with everybody. And let's do it again sooner or later. Yeah, see ya. Akila, thank you, everyone. Lala.
Thank you, Paul.
See
Thanks,
you
Paul.
guys.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Carrie.